NFS, NFS. We the best, we the best. NFS, we get those foes rocking right out of your chest like this.
You know?
It's Friday, TGIF. It doesn't really mean anything for me because I work night shift, so I have to work through Friday into Saturday to actually get
Your TGIFs.
whatever the fuck it's called. Honestly, the concept of time, which used to be the thing that I truly loved, has died in this last year of pandemic.
I can imagine.
So
at this point, it's dying even more. Like, what the fuck is your situation on the pandemic again?
I don't fucking know. Ask Rob.
Rob doesn't even know.
Exactly. I'm just getting fucking emergency messages about fucking stay at home, and I'm like, suck a dick. Nobody's listening to you. Mm-hmm. Anyways, my name's Randy Bell.
What up, what up? It's your boy A-squar3d.
And this is another depressing NFS podcast where we're going to get introspective into our lives and...
It's one of those now. All right, well then I'm going to cut it off.
Later, everybody who only comes in for about 5 minutes.
I'm surprised we even got 5.
I honestly don't know you. Well, actually, I guess I could check the analytics, but I'm too lazy. Mm-hmm. Anyways, well, here's a question for you.
Go on.
It's not going to be one of my fun, stupid ones.
Oh,
it's just going to be.
never mind that.
Yeah, I know. When you're pursuing something, mm-hmm. What do you usually look for to help you continue pursuing it?
It could be anything.
Well, I need an example. That'd be really helpful in this situation. Rather
Coming
than
from the guy who's
anything.
asking me a vague, oblique question, yeah. If I'm
What do you look for to help you keep going when you're in the pursuit of a career?
Oh, well then.
For fuck's sakes.
You gotta be more specific. Okay.
Oh, shut the
Fucking around. How far I've come, or how much I've learned from where I am. Basically, it's the time aspect. Because I figured if I'm going to be pursuing a career, it's going to be in a indeterminate amount of time. And then from that time, like I'd look...
seniority base.
Yeah. So, like, if that's the case, I'd say, like, I'd have my marker of when I started, and then, like, usually, like, subconsciously, I'd look back to where I'd started, like, at a 5-year mark, or, like, whatever, 5-month mark, 5 whatever. And then look back and say, okay, there's going to, like, those are the markers that I see to see how far I've really come in the pursuit of what I wanted to do.
I see.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like, it's...
God, that was boring. I mean, yeah. No, interesting stuff. This is exactly why everyone has to say we got to stay for at least 5 minutes.
Yeah. They might say something.
They might, and then they go. They're like, okay, they said their names. All right, that's good enough.
5 minutes.
You gotta start fucking putting that shit to like 30 seconds so at least we could get the count.
How about you, jackass? What do you look for in a pursuit of your...
Balance. I need fulfillment. If I do not feel fulfilled in any sense, I lose the compassion and do not see the rhyme to the reason. But of course, I balance that out by saying when pursuing things, you're not always going to feel fulfilled in what you're trying to do. There's going to be just those days where yes, it is a job. Mm-hmm. And then yes, but it's the days where it's like you do get the fulfillment. You're like, oh, okay, I'm doing something right.
Okay. Yeah, we look for 2 different things then.
I mean, yeah, my shit's more fun. No.
Wow. Not looking back on how far you've come, but yeah, sure, that's cool. I get you.
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
Nothing. I understand where you're coming from. Like, I'm not allowed to say that anymore?
No, you're not allowed to have a fucking opinion. I feel triggered.
I'm sorry.
I feel like you're assaulting me with your words right now, and I need you to relax.
Okay, I'll do that. I apologize in advance.
Whoa. Your tone is very harsh. Chill.
Excuse me?
Fuck boy.
Wow. Projecting much?
All the time. I'm always fucking bored. I'm not a fuck boy though. I'm just me.
I'm sure.
Well, what are you trying to say, nigga? Huh?
Don't worry about it.
Nah. Speak your piece, nigga. Speak up.
No,
Speak up and be heard.
You felt triggered by whatever.
Nah. It's okay.
No,
Go ahead.
It's okay.
Be free, boy. Be
No,
free.
No, it's okay.
This is our podcast.
Yeah.
Be free. Don't be a pussy. Oh, look at you. Backtracking.
I didn't backtrack.
Tail between your
said
legs, you hoe.
So 5 minutes of us fighting. All right, perfect.
Look at this nigga. See how we try to run away from it?
Wow.
Fucking scary ass nigga.
Shut the fuck up, man.
Well, what have you been up to? How have you been?
Yeah, well, working on a secret project. It's basically Lotus driven because it's gonna be her release soon. So whenever our
What's she releasing?
she's gonna let us know because all she's been doing for the last couple
Why
of days.
can't you let us know?
It's not my project
Why are
to
you
lead.
Why are you blue balling us, huh? Why you even bring this shit up? You're just gonna fucking
Because
blue ball us.
I'm gonna plug it into this damn podcast for our 5
You know what?
listeners.
We're supporters, and you're just gonna fucking blue ball us. Like,
Yes.
At
If you
this
have
point,
any-
at this point, you're running a poor OnlyFans right now, nigga. So feed the 15, 20 people that come here.
Dude.
See, this is why nobody will support us on Patreon or OnlyFans or anything.
Yeah, the only fan, huh? Me supporting me just to get me money.
This nigga's farming his own his own views and is still failing.
Wow.
Oh, you know your shit is trash when you try to farm your shit. You only get up to 18 times.
I wish, man. That's fucking like 18 hours worth of content to view, man. Do you think I have the fucking time for that?
I'm just gonna say, if that's what you do, if that's how it comes up for you, and you gotta you cut your shit off at 18 views, you probably should switch it up.
Yeah, I figured.
I mean, if that shit ain't at least a genuine 18, you probably should cut, my dude. It's not working for you.
Just quit while I'm
I mean, we're in denial. We're in denial right now. We still trying to figure this shit out. Like, is this what we want to do? But if you trying to cheat and you failing, man, nigga, give up, drop out.
I wish someone could prove it. Man, that's fucking 18 views a week from me. That's just sad.
Truly is.
So I have an OnlyFans account.
Let's not.
Crap.
Do that on your Tuesdays, all right?
Hey, I love my Tuesdays.
I ain't hating on them. I'm just saying, do that shit on your own time. I don't want to hear about your fucking OnlyFans and how you trying to slang your little Piggly Wiggly out to everybody.
Excuse you? I give thought-provoking speeches on my OnlyFans. Nothing?
So, Bhad Bhabie made $1 million. How much did you make? And she did that in 6 hours.
Oh, good for her.
How much dollars have you made in the last, since OnlyFans open, I presume?
I don't even have an OnlyFans.
Yeah, exactly. $0 fucking dollars.
I owe OnlyFans.
OnlyFans told you to close that shit when they saw you try to do some shit on it.
Goddamn.
They had an email you say, bro, just give up. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Make it easier for yourself, man.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
That's why I don't go on there. I ain't trying to embarrass myself. I don't need people telling me, man, you sure you want to do this?
I'm sure this.
When you get someone asking you that, yeah, you know, shit is not working out for you.
Reevaluate and move on.
Or
So my
keep
Tuesdays aren't
pushing.
working for me, right?
No comment. Anyways, I wish I had fucking news. I had a question because I'd seen something and I forgot because I didn't write it down. Fuck.
Actually, since we're on the topic of bad baby, let me ask
Oh,
you this
Lord.
question.
Jesus Christ. He's trying to fucking take us to jail. Go on.
If, let's say, you had this troubled child, like let's say you had kids and you have this troubled child that you just can't get a hold of or can't get a control of, would you be
Apparently, but yeah, go on. Said apparently, but go on.
Yeah. Would you be sending them out somewhere else so that they could be, air quote, rectified of their behavior?
The funny thing about that is actually in my family and actually a couple other families I know do that, but not in the extent of sending them to whatever fucking farm or whatever place with a bunch of other crazy ass white people are. With my family, I know there's been a good amount of cousins that get essentially shipped out back home. And yeah, they stay there until a certain age, and then they move back here when they're older.
Okay,
So it's not actually that uncommon here, but it's not necessarily the kids were too bad.
Okay,
It can vary. Like the reasoning can vary.
Okay, yeah.
A kid I can't control. I don't know. It's hard to actually think about that stuff. It's hard to think of essentially how Bad Baby was in the beginning, or have like that crazy disobedient child, because I don't. Growing up, I never seen that within my family per se.
Yeah.
Within like cousins and all that kind of stuff. So it's hard for me to imagine, because I'm like, when I see that shit, I'm just like, it don't make no sense. That can't happen around here.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, I thought I'd ask the question because, like, I'm obviously coming from an immigrant mindset where, like, okay, like, what the fuck is this? And, like, I never thought that, like, I thought these were actually, like, things that you see out of, like, fucking movies or whatever, like, sending kids to, like, camp or shit like that for, like, to change their behavior. I didn't comprehend that it was going to be that outrageous in the first place, and that people actually do things like that in order for their kids to be, air quote, corrected or whatever, right?
They send them to jail pretty much.
Yeah, that's why I was going
jail
off
was
that.
supposed to be like a rehabilitation facility where they're supposed to go in with doing whatever illegal crime and then come out a better person after basically doing your time. They don't, and they end up getting ridiculed more. And yeah, because Paris Hilton had gone there well before any of those kids, or was one of the first celebrities, I guess, that was really speaking out, and she's been speaking out about it for years. Apparently, but I never knew.
I don't think it was the same one, though, was it?
No, it was.
Oh, shit.
I just never. I wasn't a fan of Paris Hilton, so of course I'm never gonna hear that. I'm never listening. I'm not a fan of Bad Baby either.
No.
I mean, the Shade Room. It was just
Yeah, I
here
saw
at
that.
this time. Yeah, because the Shade Room was here now. The Shade Room wasn't there back then, so. You only would hear her talking about it maybe in interviews. And again, I'm like, I didn't know who the hell Paris Hilton was back then. I just knew she was some spoiled chick who just did a bunch of fuck shit. And that was pretty much it. But yeah, sending them to the correctional facility. The only thing I know that kind of happened here that I might have seen was like the boot camps and shit.
Yeah, that was I think that was the equivalent that I tried to.
But I feel like that's more for boys. At least back then. Because I didn't really know many girls to be said like they were sent off to like the boot camps and shit. That was more like the boys thing. I feel like the girls, for some reason, were sent off to the fucking farmlands and shit. I don't know. I've never experienced either one. I can't really speak on it and say which one might have been worse. I feel at this point that the place that Bhad Bhabie went was worse because of all the situations they really went through. Well, the boot camps. It doesn't seem that way more, but again, could be missing the fact that there might be a lot of people who are coming out with like horror stories of being in boot camps. I don't know. So at the end of the day, I'd rather just steer clear and be like, I don't know. You know, if there's people who are having really horrible experiences, I hope that they can summon the courage to speak up about all these things, because again,
I hope so too. Yeah.
Where everyone thinks it's all good and everything, there's a lot of disgusting and crazy dark shit that's happening in these places.
It's like that crazy shit. Like you hear stories of, like people getting sent to boarding school and shit. So like, I kind of made the connection there. Like not even this story specifically, but like whenever I hear things like, oh, you got sent away somewhere for like X amount of months or whatever. So like that's the connection I kind of made with it. So to think that it can actually escalate and be this bad, like
I don't even get boarding school. I don't even really get boarding school.
Yeah, like you really are sent away from, like, I guess like that's
so because you're pretty much essentially you're kicked out of the house, right? And then you just get sent to a school for what, like for the semester for pretty much the semester. Then you come back for like, so it's kind of like college in a sense.
Yeah. So you get the college treatment when you're a bratty child if you have the money, which I never got personally, but
I don't. It's sketchy.
See,
it's sketchy. Well, just because, you know, more so in our generation, now the later generations, now we're hearing a lot more of cases about student-teacher relationships, and thinking about it, a lot of the kids that get sent out are just, you know, I'm just like, right? So it makes you wonder, like, so what's happening in the boarding schools? Because I only could imagine like the fuck shit, the trauma and all, like the craziness. Cause I don't know. I don't think I've ever met anybody who's been to boarding school. Do you know anybody? Have you ever met anybody who's been to boarding school?
Not personally in real life, no. Again, just adaptations from like what I've been seeing around me, like just hearing stories about it, and then just like seeing shit being written on journals and whatever.
Like examples.
I don't know, like just TV shows. I can't think of one at the top of my head right now, but
there you go again, folks, blue balling us like a fucking asshole.
What? I just hear the like pop up the question like
choking here, fucking blue balling bitch. Anyways,
I wish I knew people and I could actually like.
I mean, a story would have helped. God damn.
No.
This nigga just came in. I heard some stories and it's crazy. I have no stories. I honestly can't think of anything because I've never actually heard anyone talk about horrid situations of boarding school.
No, I really haven't. I thought you would, so because you knew more people than me.
I've never heard anybody talk horrible things about boarding schools. The most I know is one person who did like or two people who did like an all boys school. And I think the thought of it is more horrible than the actual experience of it. Because because pretty much, what they told her, because I was like, bro, you don't get to see girls at all. Like, and this is high school, so you know at that time it's like hormones are running rampant, and so you're just around a bunch of dudes at all times. I couldn't do that, not me. But then he said they pretty much have like a dance every week with the coinciding school that is filled with females. So female, women, whatever the hell y'all want to be called. Anyways, but yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, well, that makes things a little bit better.
Like, I just never, like, for me personally, like, I just never understood the concept of it. Just an all-boy boarding school or an all-female boarding school kind of thing. Like, does it benefit any, like talking to the people that you said that you know, like, have you actually, like,
one of them.
Okay, yeah.
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 I'm like, you knew him longer than me. But yeah, I didn't really talk to him. I guess I can only make assumptions because I'm like, we weren't the closest of friends. Because I don't even think you were that close with him. But yeah.
No.
I just remember having like small conversations. It was just like, yeah, no, it was like he was saying it was cool. I think really what it is it probably does help the boys and potentially the girls focus more, potentially. But honestly, I could be wrong. I feel like again, it's something where I'm like, I would love to talk more with people who have been in those situations because then it's just like, all right, you can hear the good and the bad. Because the only benefits I see out of it is like being around a bunch of dudes. If you're a straight male, essentially, it just forces you to focus because, again, there's nothing that grabs your attention.
No.
In that sense, in more of the sexual sense or relationship sense.
It just seems like, I guess like we live in a time now. Like I guess like even growing up, like I just never understood the concept of it. Like it seemed archaic to me, but like just
definitely.
Again, like knowing a couple of people offhand who's actually been through that. Like I don't know. Like I don't think it makes any difference personally, but
yeah, no. Because I look at the two people that I know. I'm like one. He's normal. I know he's dating. I don't know if he's dating or he's married. I honestly can't even remember. I think he's married now. Like, I'd have to go on Facebook, and I don't care to go there.
All right, there, boy.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. So, yeah, he's one, and then there was the other kid. He was weird, but I feel like it wouldn't have mattered if he went to a co-ed school because he would have still been weird. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what benefit. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what benefits and all this kind of stuff when it comes to those kids. Just like with this whole situation of all the arts kids essentially coming out with all of their stories about like.
Yes, that was the other thing.
The fucked up scenarios that they had in their drama classes and college and shit, and it weirded me out because I love drama through high school. Can I say any traumatic or weird experiences? None. The only thing I remember that was bad, well, not even bad, was just something that we as the students did not want to do. It was our teacher wanted us to basically just act out Midsummer's Dream?
Midsummer's Night Dream?
Yeah. I don't even know if that's right, but yeah, if whoever knows, yeah, you know,
Wait.
It's not. And the thing about it is, it's not even a bad play. We were having fun, doing it and whatever, but then he had the idea because I guess we were doing a really good job with it, of saying, "Hey, I want you to perform this in front of the school." Now, the issue here is. The fact that we were having fun with those because we had to basically play, like quote unquote, play as the props. So we had to be everything. We had to be the props and the sceneries and blah, 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 blah. So it was like, yes, it's a fun little joke for us in the classroom. As soon as he told us that he wanted us to do this in front of the school, everything died. Everything shut down. All of us consensually and unanimously were like, no, this is not happening. We have friends out there and they will judge us. We are not the Glee Club. We are not those kind of arts kids. We are still trying to maintain some cool. A lot of us are still virgins, if not all of us. And we're not trying to remain that way forever. So purposely we started ruining everything. He was so pissed.
That's beautiful.
But he could not do anything about it because we were not about that. So that's why I'm like, so when I hear these crazy stories of like what some of these drama teachers would have their students do, like undress all their clothes and then laugh at each other or tell really revealing stories about themselves, it's mind-boggling to me that everybody felt like as if they had to do it, because essentially it can become the herd mentality, right? Where if you start seeing a bunch of people do it, you'll then feel the need that you have to do it, right? But yeah, no, I don't think I'll ever get it, and I don't nah. And I think, yeah, no, I don't know.
We'll delve further. No, I'm kidding.
I
Actually, now
can't
that you
because I don't have those experiences. That's what I'm
No.
saying. I'm like, we ruined a play that this teacher was in love with, and maybe if I had seen it, being acted out, maybe I would have been like, actually, this is actually really dope, guys, and I might have tried to pursue the persuade the class, because I was a very good speaker. I could probably convince people, but at the same time, I was in the play and I felt stupid as fuck. And the thing about it is, high school is just as bad as elementary school, where kids do not lie.
Yep.
And I didn't want to be on TikTok telling this story. So yeah.
Yeah, no, actually, now that you reminded me, like, I have recounted like someone I've known offhand, and they've actually been to these like art specific school, and just reminded me that like they were telling stories of like the reason why they dropped out in the first place was because of like the toxicity of not the curriculum itself, but like by the individuals, and how they're so, for some reason, like they felt so entitled that they're there, so like they created this toxic culture of like just like bringing each other down and shit, right?
Sounds
like,
about right.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's the competition aspect of it, or it's just because like it's a school specific thing. But like I figured like once you're in kind of thing, right?
No. It's not a I'll say, even though I'm not, again, still not an expert. Me and A-squar went to just a Catholic school. That was it. We had uniforms. We had shit uniforms that were overpriced and cheaply made.
Yes. Jesus Christ.
But I look at it as with having a specific archetype for a school can have two different ways to go. It can have either a really toxic competitive route, or it can have a very unified and positive route. The thing about the world of entertainment, so when you bring in an art school, most of the time the teachers will bring in sadly to say, even though it may be subconscious or conscious, depending on the person, they'll bring that level of toxicity by maybe overly praising one person, because again, the world of entertainment, especially back in the early 2000s, 90s, and all of that stuff, before the internet era, or before like the major boom of the internet era, it was like the door was only open to crack, and there was only very few people who could be let in at a time. So I feel like back then, especially, even probably now, but more so back then, it would bring in this level of competitiveness and toxic behaviors where people are now faking to be your friend and more so trying even harder to screw you over, because they're trying to get one up, and they might have heard that the teacher really favors you for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And it's fucked.
It's very fucked.
I would believe that it's a toxic community there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just my thoughts.
Yeah. No. So let's let our 18 viewers have their piece on it. What do you guys think about?
Oh, fuck those guys. They don't. I don't want to hear none of your shit. They won't say nothing anyways.
Well, let's prompt them at least. Like give them
No,
some
fuck
chance.
that. Stay mute. Just sign language that shit.
Dude, this is
I
my
ain't gonna
channel.
see it anyways. That's why I don't want to see him saying nothing. I don't want your opinion. Listen to my opinion and be happy with it. I got the best
We
opinion
get our
out there.
dislikes from this dude. I swear to God.
Bring them dislikes on, bitch. Report me, ho.
My channel.
Think I give a fuck?
Goddamn. Well, other than Randy's little bitchy ass moment,
I'm
what
gonna
do you guys
fight everybody in the comments.
No, I
Say
actually want to
something.
know.
Why? Say something. Watch all comment on your shit. I'm gonna thumbs that motherfucker down.
No, I honestly, genuinely want to know because, like, I've actually, like, I know I've had one account of someone actually going through an art school. So, like, I want to hear what do you guys what do you guys think of essentially just private type schools? Like, did that actually help you in your pursuit of what you want to do today, or did it actually like hinder you? So, yeah, let me know, and let Randy not put it thumbs down.
Fight me, ho.
Well, yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. I'm glad we actually got off that tangent, man. I didn't think it'd actually go there.
I'm wondering. I'm like, have we only had one really bad experience in drama?
The one, yes. When you and I both went to the same drama class, yeah.
It was teacher called you a brownie. Mm-hmm. She was fucked up.
Very, man. Shit. Like, I guess, like, if...
Nah, because it's just like, how did that whole thing start off? Because you know what it was? I remember because I called the custodian a janitor. Wait, was it that?
I think so. I think that's when it started off because...
I'm pretty sure because she was a real fucking idiot, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, she wasn't an actual drama teacher. I don't even know what the fuck she was actually supposed to teach.
I don't even know.
She was bad in everything that she fucking did. Mm-hmm. I remember one person saying that she struggled, like she took over for her English class and she struggled to spell quiet. It's fucking saddest shit ever.
Ain't that some shit?
Either way, yeah. I'm pretty sure that the situation was we were in class and we were talking, and I wish I could remember the full context, but we were talking about something about cleaning, and and I remember saying something about the janitor, and she's like, "Don't call them that." And I'm like, "Why? They're janitors. What's wrong with janitor?" And I still to this day don't know if there's anything wrong with janitor as a fucking name.
No.
Because she made it seem like this was like fucking derogatory, like as if it was like calling somebody a nigga or some shit. So yeah, I don't fucking know. But yeah, there was that shit. But then after she started talking about like, yeah, don't call people out of their name or whatever. And I'm like, it's fucking janitor. I don't understand. Mm-hmm. And then I remember she pretty much brought in the comparison, you know, as white people always try to do. And said what I was, and she bypassed me, mm-hmm. which was a smart thing to do because she would have got fucked up. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna hit her. I'm gonna get my sister to do it. Female crowd. Anyway, yeah, and pretty much said, what if I call, and like looked at A-squared and was like, what if I call, and she had to take a moment because I know she didn't want to go in that stereotypical that real bad racism, and essentially, only as an example, going to call him, I guess, the C word. For anybody who doesn't know what that is, it's probably better. But yeah. But instead of that, she decided to call him a brownie. Mm-hmm. And I was like,
that threw me the fuck off, man. Like to this day, I'm just like, huh?
I won't lie. I laughed a little bit. Not because I was like, what kind of stupid fucking racism is this?
Right? Reminds me that one time we tried to find like what is derogatory for mine.
Yeah.
And we couldn't find it. And then we found
something, didn't we?
Yeah.
I forgot what it was, but yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, I'd rather not say it because I don't actually want. Just in case there is anybody that does listen to this shit, I'm not trying to advocate to like actually think that. That's why I'm not trying to even say what Asian people are called, even though I think a good amount of people know. I feel like we shouldn't be doing that. Hey, if that person of that culture uses that word, then go ahead, go crazy with it. That's all you. All the power to you. That's the same for me. I'll say nigga all I want. Don't come to me if you're not a nigga and try and feel comfortable. Well, you should never feel that comfortable with me. Call me a motherfucker. It's cool. I don't care. We'll talk about it. Bitch, I will fuck you up.
0 to 100 real quick, fam. Shit.
All day, baby. All fucking day.
Goddamn.
But yeah, no, yeah, I can't. Yeah, but yeah, I couldn't remember because we got that was fucking confusing. But she was a really stupid teacher.
Very.
I mean, I hope she's not working anymore. Cause, yeah.
I remember like she actually taught one of my classes, and then like at the
What
level
a
I
shame.
was, I know, like in the entire semester I had to deal with that shit, and I'm like, fuck. Like obviously I got a fucking good mark out of it, but I'm like I learned nothing out of that class too. Like in drama, like I finally figured out that I actually have a dramatic side. No, I'm kidding. Like I actually got out of my shell during that drama class.
No.
Shut the fuck up.
I was like, don't make me do this in front of everybody now. Fuck with y'all. But yeah, no.
Like that's the only thing I got out of her class the first time. The second time, like I learned jack shit, and I thought like I was supposed to prepare post-secondary for this shit, right? And like,
But this is a whole different course because we're not talking about drama. Because thankfully, because I continued doing drama basically through all of high school besides grade 9 because we weren't allowed to for whatever reason. But she did not do drama ever again, thankfully.
Oh fuck.
The one favorite teacher that I loved, only like kept coming on and off. She pretty much because she came back, and then after being pregnant, pretty much chilled. Then she left because she got pregnant again. I'm like, what the fuck, yo, bro. And nothing against getting pregnant. Yeah, beautiful and shit. But no, if you're a teacher that I like, stay here. We need you.
You were the only one.
I mean, our other teacher, male, he was cool. I actually don't have no problem with him. I didn't hate him at all. Like I said, we only had one. He actually helped us kind of get more serious. He helped us get a little bit more serious and everything. He was the one who tried to make us do Midnight Summer, but at the same time, we were just like,
just dicks, bro.
you thought, nigga, you fooled yourself. We still have high levels of pride. We are not the Glee Club. I'm sorry, we're not jumping outside and doing cartwheels and shit and singing show tunes. Like, no, we're not doing none of that. We'll do improv and we'll make a bunch of fucking jokes.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, we did a lot of stuff. It was fun, but yeah.
I wish I got to experience that side of drama because like teacher that we had, man, like I felt like it was limiting, but like again, like the only thing I'm thankful for is the fact that like it opened up another option for me. Or like, it opened up like another door for me to say, hey, I actually have some form of talent in the arts field that I didn't think I had.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's what it is. So what we're saying is, all you arts kids who are bitching, no.
We were fine. Deal with it. I'm kidding.
Is this what it's like to be like a white dude? I never experienced any of that stuff. I don't know what you're talking about.
I was great, man. I don't know what you're doing.
We never had that in our class. Like, nah, it was, no. I'm weirded out because I'm like, I've never, because I did have a semi experience of that chilling with art kids in college. Or chilling with the theater arts kids in college, to be more specific. Because I remember I went there for film. Like I did just a year of program. I could have gone to apply for the full 4, but I kind of just said fuck it after a certain point. But yeah, chilling with the theater arts kid, it was like at one point they pretty much were saying that they had that experience in class where the teacher, I think had them sit around in a circle and then tell everybody about a traumatic experience they had.
Just to dig into their feelings, shit like that actually.
I don't fucking
is
know.
a thing.
Yeah, because this was like weirdly. Well, I won't say weirdly enough. Coincidentally enough, this was like I just kind of met up with a bunch of the black people in that class because I was trying to talk to one girl at that time. Being who I am, yeah. Shut the fuck up. Anyways, Yeah, so it was like 5 of us in this random room and they were talking about it. And for some reason they decided to reenact it, and in the sense of like actually start talking about their traumatic experiences. And I'm not going to reveal any of their stuff because that's nobody's business and not my business to tell their business. But it was just like everyone talking about theirs. About this weirded me the fuck out. And I feel like there was a sense of anxiety because it was like, you know, they're going around the room saying they shit. And I'm just like, they don't expect me to jump on this fucking train because
I remember I got pistol whipped in
not
Halo.
that dude.
That was pretty traumatic. I had a rocket launcher and then I got pistol whipped in Halo, man. I couldn't sleep for weeks.
Fuck at that point. That was some shit. Like as it was slowly getting to me, I was like, yo, what kind of bullshit can I come up with, man? Randy, like I don't tell nobody my truths. No, I'm lying. But yeah, I don't just fucking do a kumbaya circle. I'm not that person. There's deep-seated shit probably because of that. But I'm proud. I'm proud in my broken. I'm proud being broken. All right. So these are just gonna be things on a t-shirt. Randy Bell. I'm proud being broken. Yeah, but thankfully, I don't know. Homegirl who I was talking to. Well, actually, no. The reason it didn't get to me was because another situation happened with someone in the room, and then they all started attacking that person. Essentially,
Ooh.
I felt bad. I tried helping them.
No, it was my turn. I was gonna tell my pistol whip story.
No. No, I was just like, I felt bad because they were going at next person. I was like, nah, come on now, let's chill. I mean, let them be comfortable with themselves and all that kind of stuff. If they don't want to admit to anything, hey, they ain't got to. Wasn't anything. It was nothing that was incriminating. That was incriminating, or in a bad way. It was just them, stuff.
No, of course.
But yeah, nah. I think that was the only experience I had with that, and that was and it was weirdly enough like those things that I wanted to avoid. So that's why I never pursued theater arts in college. I'm like, I'm not the sharing type in that sense. I'm not the one to do the kumbaya circles and cry with everybody and be like, we're all family. No. I'm good. I got three brothers and 2 sisters, and I got a bunch of nephews and nieces. I'm good. I got a big enough family. Don't worry about me. I don't need y'all.
No one needs to know that I got pistol whipped in Halo last week, but
got fucked up bad in Halo, nigga. Yo, you were terrible in Halo.
Wasn't me that pistol whipped you. I'm just saying.
Nigga, please, you pistol whipped me in Halo, nigga. You were terrible in that shit. You were trash. You were trash in Halo, and for some reason, you were really good in Call of Duty. So I didn't understand that.
I couldn't understand that either for the life of me.
All of us, we never understood the dynamic of how the hell are you just like fucking trash in this, and then you're like fucking special ops in the next one.
I don't even know. Funny enough, I never even pursued fucking Call of Duty right after. I just hated it.
I mean, yeah, we kind of all just jumped off that shit. Mm-hmm. If we had stayed with it and like gone into competition, is there any competitions for Call of Duty? Nah.
Oh, there is now. Yeah, it's sort of like PUBG in a way, but like Call of Duty style. But
I mean, like actual tournaments where you can get like paid and shit. Really?
Yeah, there's actual like e-teams and shit for Call of Duty.
Jeez.
I know, right?
Still a foreign concept to me, but I'm like, hey, people are making money off of it.
Yeah, like the only thing I remember out of it was just shits and giggles, split screen watching, and then saying you're not screen watching at the same time.
Of course, but it's like it's damn near impossible not to screen watch. The only time you're not screen watching is when you're in the middle of a fight and you don't have time.
Exactly. God damn.
Yeah.
I got nothing else other than like.
On to more traumatic news.
Jesus Christ! I was just gonna say, let's end on a positive note, man. Fuck.
Positive note? What the fuck is a positive note, nigga?
I don't even know.
You gonna tell us a shitty dating story?
Oh, what story?
A shitty dating story? Is that what you're going to tell us? What was one of the worst dates you've been on?
Worst dates I've been on. The one I can recount right now is here. Yesterday, right?
Oh, wow. Man, you gonna sink your own ship, so son, hey, all you, bro.
Well, my shitty dating story. Which one? There's been a plenty.
I mean, pick the better,
yeah.
pick the most entertaining one. Shit.
So now we're friends, and hopefully she doesn't get to listen to this episode. But anyway,
Don't worry, I'll tag her.
well, anyway, like found her online. Decided starting dating like years ago, and then we met online. So then I
Okay, you
said
said
shit
that already?
like, yeah. No, I'm trying to recall. I'm trying to piece things together right now. So I ended up going to her city for the weekend just to like, get to know her and shit, right? Because I said, hey, I have the ability to see you over the weekend, so like, want to hang out over the weekend, and she said, yeah.
That's
So
not
we
what he
did. Like,
said, people. He said, yo, I got this car. You want this dick?
I wish I had the card at the time, man. Shut the fuck up.
Go on.
So anyway, yeah. I thought like at the time, I thought that we were hitting it off well and shit. So then like she enjoyed her time like when I was around, and then I enjoyed my time. So then I figured, hey, I thought this was gonna progress into something more. And then to find out like a week later, she ended up saying that she was gay. So then I was like, cool. So basically it's either it's real or she's flaking me out. So then I said, okay, whatever. Like, I didn't care about it after. And then a couple years later, find out that one of the people I worked with ended up being roommates with her. And then she's like, hey, remember when I said that I was gay? I was like, yeah, I knew you were flaking me off. But like, it was so bad because I was telling the people I work with at the time, like I was telling them the story about this.
Yeah.
And then they connected the dots. I was like, was it her? And then for a good 2 weeks, I just couldn't say shit. They were razzing me out for this girl that flaked on me now that we're actually friends and shit. So like every opportunity they get, they'd actually bring up that story. So
'cause I remember you telling me about this, but you never told me that. So she came out and told you that she wasn't gay.
No, she wasn't. And we ended up being good friends after that because we, weirdly enough, built a relationship around that.
I mean, you're a better man than I am. I don't know how I'd feel about that shit.
I mean, I'm out here in the middle of nowhere, man. Fuck.
Bruh, I don't know how I'd feel if I went on a date and whatever else happened, and then after they tell me, I'm gay.
At first,
because I remember the shit that I said when you told me that. I was a total asshole, everybody. I'm not even gonna act like I was a great person. I laughed like I am now. And then I said some more not horrible shit about her, just the experience. I'm like, damn, man, that sucks. That sucks a lot.
See, I knew for a couple of days, I thought maybe it was me. Maybe I actually turned her gay or whatever. But like, no. Like, I honestly thought that. Like, I thought so little of myself.
Dick was so trash and turned people gay.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I remember saying that shit. Yo, son, imagine your dick so trash, so they just changed. Just saying, you know what? Pussy might not be that bad of a thing. I mean, that's just. I look at that as just that shit could be fucking traumatic because you got to think about it.
I get that.
You try to be with somebody, you try to do them, give the whole 9, and then you try to give them your whole 9 centimeters, millimeters, whatever.
See, I knew this was going to go this direction, so that's why I hesitated until the story.
Always. But it's hilarious just to think that.
I know.
Because it's hilarious, but at the same time, it is a thought that will run through every dude's mind if you're told that. I'm like, I've never experienced, but it's just one of those things where I feel like if a girl told me that she's lesbian, and I guess more so she didn't show anything, like I guess I didn't get any kind of feeling that she might have been while we were like, you know, like I guess it'd be more so in the thoughts of you could see that she's not really into any of the situations, and I don't know, maybe it's some whatever fucking tells or something. But it's just like to find out that to be told that, and then you're just like, oh, what do I?
How do I deal with this?
Like, you know, like I feel like you're gonna bring that shit into the next relationship. Like, did you bring that shit into like the next girl, you know, you talked to, went on a date with, or what? Or did you
I clean slated it. Like again, like after the couple of days that she ghosted me, I was like, okay, is it really me, or is it just like it was just a one-off thing? So yeah, of course, it's gonna stick in the back of my head, like all of the multiple dates I went on after.
When did she? So wait, when did she tell you again that she wasn't?
Like when we actually became friends, like when we encountered each other again, like
okay,
like a couple of years later after that.
Damn,
yeah,
son.
I know. It was awkward at first, but then I was like, okay, fuck it, like it doesn't matter. Like,
I mean, at that point, you already were with your girl, so I guess
I know my 9 centimeter game isn't that bad. So
I mean, I guess at that point, you're just like, well, it's not my dick, so.
Goddamn.
Tested. It's tested. It's she's still this girl I'm with, still straight for now. But no.
This dude.
I mean, shit.
Yeah,
I don't have any. I don't have a story. I don't have a story like that. I ain't never changed nobody's sexual preferences, but like, well,
I have other horror stories,
one
but
of
it's
my
a
worst
cliche,
dates. What?
What?
What's a cliche horror story for guys?
Oh, I'll tell it another time. I already had my story out. Shit.
Oh, like basically just blue balling you. Basically just come out to eat.
Yeah, basically. Come out to play and then just say, "Oh, I'm coming. I'm going back right in."
That's a shame. Well, I mean that happens. I mean, again, this isn't a transaction of sex, so right? I mean, yes. Horror. Sadly to say, there can be that time. There is many times when dudes will call the girl out because they're hoping for that at the end of the night. I won't act like I'm any better than that, but one thing I kind of came to was the point of going to a date with the thought that you're not getting any. Is my piece of advice to any of the younger dudes who are go into the thought process that you're not getting any. Because then if you don't get any, you already had the thoughts that you weren't. So it's not that disappointing. It's not as disappointing. I mean, there's always going to be a level of disappointment if that's what you really wanted, because again, we all start off being first sexually attracted to somebody. And yes, you're thinking about that, especially when you're early 20s, in your teens, hormones are high and fucking raging. But if you do, again, be thankful, be respectful, because they are giving something that is very personal to you, as well as you are giving something very personal to them. So try and be respectful. But yeah.
This day and age, like respect is fucking key.
At any age, it should be key. I feel like we're not taught it. Well, it's not even that we're not taught it. We're shown too much crap on TV, basically just over sexualizing everything and just being like, yo, man, it's all about getting the pussy. And we all did follow that for a good while until you start learning that it's like, oh, well, I mean, sex is fun, but it ain't gonna last 24 hours, so I gotta figure out some next shit to do.
24 hours.
So then that's when you learn now. Yeah. No one's lasting 24 hours. If anyone's lasting 24 hours, I mean, the sex is trash. But
not David Dobrik at all.
I mean, his girl left, so, and as she already stated, she ain't never get one off. Anyways, Back to me telling I'll tell my story. One of my crazy date stories was so I met this girl at an open mic with a bunch of other people. You know, we were all talking, cool. We all exchanged numbers and everything. And I call her, and I guess it was a date, but it wasn't like a like classic date. It was kind of more like chilling and whatnot. And I remember I was driving downtown to meet her, and she told me to basically meet at like the spot. No, not even the spot that that we met, but close around that area. So I pull up, I get out the car, I hit her up, and I'm like, "Hey, where you at?" And I said, and then after I actually see her while I'm on the phone with her, I'm like, "Oh, yo, I'm right behind you." So, but she continues to walk, so I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then I see this white lady come out of this restaurant and start saying something. And my bad. Okay. Sorry. Anyways, yeah, no, it's
You left me hanging.
It was
for
a random
seconds.
message.
I'm like,
But yeah, so yeah.
what happened?
I'm just gonna cut that little part out. But yeah, it was a stupid text. Either way, so I'm walking out, trying to walk up to her, and then this like white lady comes out of the restaurant and is just like yelling at her about you can't do this, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then I look at homegirl and I'm like, what's good? And then after a white woman looks at fucking Karen, essentially looks at me and is like, so what? Are you gonna pay for this? I'm like, pay for what? Wait, what's going on? You know her? I'm like, maybe. Never claim nobody unless that is your wife. Never claim nobody when you come into these kind of situations. She's like, yeah, she can't just walk out of a bill. I'm like, walk out of a bill? What the fuck? I'm like, bro, we just started. Like, I just got here and we already into some illegal shit. So then I'm fucking puzzled. Homegirl comes, walks back up to me. He's like, no, he's not paying, and then grabs me and pulls me to walk off. And I'm like, so then we just walk in. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. White woman in the back is just yelling like, blah, 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 blah. I should call the cops. Like, call the cops. Hey, chill. Like, what the fuck? Yo, we gotta go. We walking down the block so far. Then I'm like, B, we passed my car already. So we got we got to do some embarrassing shit and walk back. But yeah, after a certain point, we walk back. We go, I don't know what the fuck is going on. We end up going to the next area. I'm like, yo, what's good? She's like, don't worry about it. I said, all right, fuck it, whatever. My policy is the less I know, the better for the both of us, because I don't got to lie. So yeah, we end up chilling for a while. Things got fun, things got fun. We were, whatever, fucking around. I think, where did we go? We went to Kensington for a bit. And then after, she's like, I don't want the night to end, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, I mean, it don't, but I still got, but at the same time, I gotta head back up to Saga and shit, because I ain't really trying to stay in Kensington all night long. I ain't, nah. So she decided to come along with me for some reason. Like, well, she wanted to smoke. I don't smoke, for anybody who knows, but at the same time, there was a weird time in my life where I had so many links. Like I knew so many dealers.
I know, dude. Fuck.
Yeah, I knew so many dealers just because like I was friends with a lot of dealers. I'm only fine with saying that now because weed is legal now, and y'all never know what time I was talking about. But yeah, it was like I was so friends with so many dealers, and everyone kept like, yo, just take my number, man. I'm like, but I don't smoke. He's like, yeah, but you got people around you. I'm like, all right, I guess. And weirdly enough, I don't understand how once I get all these numbers, suddenly everybody is looking for weed around me. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? But yeah. So yeah, for some reason this night I'm calling everybody because I'm like, she wants to smoke. So I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll see if I can hook you up. None of my links are working.
God damn.
So I'm like, I got some drinks at the crib if you want. But I'm like, hey, if you want to just go home, it's whatever. And she's like, no, let's go. We'll drink at your place, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right. And at this time, I'm going with my policy of I'm not expecting to get any. And I wasn't. And it was like, yeah, we got to my crib, we drank, we just chilled, watched some shit. Then after, it was like, all right, well, we'll go to sleep and I'll just drop you off tomorrow in the morning or whatever. Mm-hmm. So we go to sleep. Again, nothing happens. I'm like, yeah, whatever, that's cool. Dick's hot as a motherfucker, but yeah, it's whatever, All by myself. But yeah, so yeah, it is what it is. And then at one point, in the middle of the night, this girl just wakes up. And then it's like, you awake? And I'm like, yeah. And then after, like, things got kind of weird. She just started doing shit. I was like, it was one of those moments where, you know, you gotta, as a man, you're like, am I comfortable with this? I had to honestly think, because it just happened like out of nowhere. You know when some shit happens out of nowhere, you don't know how you feel about it. And I'm just like, to this day, I don't know. I'm like, and I still don't know how I feel about it, because I'm like, one of those situations, like, it was just for like, she's like, I'm gonna do, like, you want to do it? I'm like, nah, it's cool. I wasn't expected to try and do something. And then she just went and did. Then she just went and did a thing, and I'm just like, is this what it is?
Is this real life?
Is this like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, I was not fully happy about this, because I'm like, it was such a confusing thing, because I'm like, I was partially asleep, but because I'm like, when someone new is in my bed and it's kind of toss or whatever, it'll wake me. I'm a light sleeper. If I'm not fully comfortable, I'm like, I'm a light sleeper. So yeah, it was just like, everything's happening. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then yeah. That was one of my bad dates. I'll leave everybody in the comments, and I'll fight you all in the comments still. Saying like, Randy, well, this is what happened to you. I'm like, no, it didn't. You don't tell me what happened to me or how I was supposed to feel.
Is this trauma?
Please, I got real trauma. That shit to me is light, but I'm just probably desensitized as a motherfucker. But yeah, and then we met up one more time that night. That fucking time was horrible. Because this time was supposed to be a business thing where I was like, bro, I'm like, because she had told me that she did graphic design. She was full of shit. Because I was like, yo, bro, can you help me with my website? And she's like, yeah, sure, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, yeah, we go. I say, hey, you want to eat something? I don't know why she starts copying an attitude. And I'm like, are you like, I thought it's just a natural thing. Hey, if we're going to do business and everything, I'm like, hey, if you're going to work, I'm like, at least I want to ask, did you eat? No? All right. If you want to eat, then let's go eat something first before we work. Not a date. But then things started going south very fast. She started just fighting with me. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? We get to my crib. I don't even know why I brought her back to my crib. I was tripping. Brought her back to my crib. She what the fuck she do? She was drinking wine. She spilled it at one point. Luckily, nothing caught fire because my fucking extension cord was right there. It was like spill on my wall. Then she cussing and shit. I'm like, yo, bro. I'm like, I need to draw it off. I dropped her ass home. I never talked to her again. But I think she fucking stole something from me too.
Oof.
Bitches.
Right? So I never date ever again.
Oh man, I care. I still date. I don't give a fuck. I mean,
well, then, everyone in the comments, the 18 viewers, Randy's single, go date him and give us another horror story so that we can talk about it in this podcast.
Do I look like some fucking fuckboy ass hoe nigga to you? Like, yo, do I look like a fucking incel nigga? Nah, I'm good. I'll choose who the fuck I want to date. And it's a consensual thing where I'm going to choose and they going to choose and we both going to say yes and then we'll see where it goes from there. I don't need yo bitch ass help. Fucking taking niggas. I always think they know all the answers. You know, nigga, you don't know shit. Be happy in your relationship. Let me slang my Piggly Wiggly all over the place. All right.
The whole 9 inches of it.
Yards, but yeah, sure.
You know, I was actually gonna say centimeters, but for some reason inches. I was like,
why? You're complimentary.
You're
complimentary.
A confidence boost, man.
I will always do a 1-up. So yeah, yards. I'm gonna give it a whole 9 yards.
Shit.
All right. So we're gonna end this. I hope you guys enjoyed the stories. I hope you guys enjoyed the conversations and everything. You know what I always say. I don't have the best. I have great advice, but I don't have. Wait, fuck. What the fuck do I always say? God damn it!
Don't even know, man. Jesus Christ.
Fuck you. I have good advice, but I don't always have the right advice. The best thing to do in life is follow your gut. My name is Randy Bell,
And I'm always gonna be A-squared.
and this was another NFS podcast. Peace, easy.
All right, peace.